Hey, Bullet Hole Podcast, folks. I'm Lyle Goodell, the media manager here at the Bullet Hole, and today we have a guest with us that you may not recognize by name, but you may recognize his product that's in our store. So we wanted to get to know Eric and Got Your Six a little bit better. It's actually a new brand of coffee that we have in the store. So Eric, tell us just a little bit about. I mean, I know you have a military background and some different things. Kind of give us the lowdown on how you got in the coffee business, dude.
Eric Hadley, owner of Got Your Six Coffee Company. Got into coffee by happenstance. I was one of those, just found myself. I moved to Springfield, Missouri in 2013. I was working offshore oil in the oil industry. After resigning my commission with United States Navy, I was working for Military SEAL Command and did a almost 2-year stint with the Coast Guard as a senior engineering consultant. And back, if you can remember, at that time period with that administration, 2011, 2012, you had sequestration and government funding issues and all that. As a contractor, I started to see the writing on the wall. Some of my coworkers were losing their jobs when their contract was coming up. So I reached out to a couple of my classmates from Maine Maritime Academy, and literally like 3 phone calls later, I had a job working for Transocean and offshore oil. So moved to Springfield, Missouri. That way there would be a little bit of a support system while I was gone on the rig for 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off. And first year in the oil industry was everything I planned it to be. I had made my lateral transition. 3 promotions later, I was senior subsea supervisor trainee, right where I wanted to be. And then was reporting to my first assignment, and that's when the downturn of oil happened. Typically, you get off the helicopter, everybody getting on is always happy, ready to go home after being on the rig for 3 weeks, and everybody was all bummed out and mad and disappointed because that was the first round of blades. And so 2.5 years later, I found myself, I was on the Deepwater Nautilus, which is the sister ship to the Deepwater Horizon. If you've ever seen the movie, it's spot on.
Wow, that's cool.
Shell had the contract for the Deepwater Nautilus. We were in shipyard. They spent $500 million doing a shipyard conversion. Came out of shipyard, put 1 hole in the ground, and they decided to get rid of it. So found myself on the back end of getting laid off, and 7 months of trying to find a job in Springfield, Missouri for a guy who spent his entire career on the ocean. If anybody's been to Springfield,
I lived there for almost 5 years myself.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, the lake down in Branson isn't big enough. So
yeah, that's right. Table Rock does not hold those type of machinery.
Right. So 7 months into it, I exhausted my savings and got to the point where I was tapping in my retirement to keep the lights on, and told myself, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do something good with it. And that's when Got Your Six was born. So December 5th would be 4 years. We've been doing this out there, proving the mission, helping first responders, veterans, healthcare professionals, their families, just giving back to the community, trying to brew better days for the country.
And that's the one thing and I've known Eric for, I don't know, probably probably 4 years we've known each other, but 3 years probably. But really, I mean, Got Your Six is kind of coffee with a mission, coffee with a purpose. Would you describe it that way?
Yeah. Got Your Six, for those that don't know, is a World War I fighter pilot term, meaning I've got your back. And that's the whole mission of our company. We're using the power of coffee to brew better days for our country. So we're using the profits from coffee sales to support first responders, veterans, healthcare professionals, their families, all through a variety of nonprofits that we're passionate about supporting. So we're just trying to use the power of coffee to do good.
And today I'm drinking, by the way, in a Bullet Hole mug, shameless plug. They're over there in the shop. Y'all can go buy one. But today I'm drinking maple bourbon.
You're lucky.
Thought I'd go all out. And
Today I'm drinking Compass Rose out of my octopus mug.
Yeah, we need some octopus mugs too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But explain that to us too. I mean, if somebody looks at the logo, I have one of your, we'll talk about this a little bit later, but I have one of the life hacks here. But there is an octopus on there. Explain that so folks are like, what in the world's octopus got to do with coffee?
I know, right? It's kind of off the wall with me being a mariner.
Yeah.
The octopus is fitting for me when I was going through the branding process to figure out what my logo was going to be. Obviously, my background with maritime industry and everything, the octopus was something that I was spinning up for my next tattoo.
Ah.
And as I was going through the branding process, they asked me to provide a bunch of colors and art types and everything. So of course I'm feeding them images of octopus that I've accumulated, and I was doing it more so for the artistic value. But as we went deeper and deeper and deeper into it, we are serving 8 key groups: Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, Coast Guard, EMT, law enforcement, firefighters. So the octopus has 8 arms. We're lending a hand into the community in 8 different ways. So that's kind of the story behind the octopus.
So how do you give back? I mean, explain some of the programs that you guys, I know of some of them, but I want you just to explain some of the programs you guys are a part of or run to give, and it's proceeds. Well, just explain it all kind of to us. How that works.
Absolutely. We are all over the board when it comes to what we do and how we do it. It's literally, for me, it's a coffee's a platform, right? It's a tool. The engineering side of me is seeing coffee as a wrench and how I can use it to fix things, right? So we've done everything from, I think back like when I first met you, we were using, it was what, 2017, Hurricane Irma, Hurricane Harvey. We did a thing where individuals bought a campaign package where they got 3 bags of coffee and a thermos. And we used the profit from that to buy, to take and replicate, use more coffee and thermoses. We took those coffee and thermoses down to Florida where Hurricane Irma hit, and we gave it to the first responders that were down there working tirelessly to rebuild the community. So we've done stuff like that. We've done big raffle giveaways for like Operation Safe Haven. They're a nonprofit up in New Jersey. They build tiny homes for homeless veterans.
I remember that, and you guys actually went up there and delivered that check along with I believe with Fort Scott Munitions. Was in on that too. So
so we raised all total close to $10,000 with that one, which ended up being just right at the amount that it takes to, it was a little bit under, but depending on how you source stuff, it was enough to build a tiny home. And we used 80% of the profit from that to go to Operation Safe Haven. 10% went to Kids of Our Heroes Adventure Camp, which is local here in Aurora. They take kids of fallen heroes and they put them through a summer camp. It's kind of Christian based, surrounding kids with other kids that have gone through the same tragedy, helping them work through that. And then we used the other 10% for Peterson Outdoor Ministries, which is out in Webb City.
Okay.
So we've done that. Most recently, we did a t-shirt campaign where I'm actually sporting one of the shirts. Brewing Better Days, we sold the shirts with Illuminescent, the t-shirt manufacturer, and they did all the work. We came up with a design. We got 40% of the profit. We used that. We gave that to the Willard Police Department.
Oh yeah, and for those that are watching from around, we have folks that watch this or listen to it from around the nation. You're located in Springfield, so Willard is a local PD just north of Springfield, actually.
Yep.
And I like I said, I lived there for almost 5 years myself. So, and Aurora is south of Springfield. Well, sort of, kind of.
Southwest.
Southwest, yeah. So But
Yeah, the Willard Police Department, I found out recently, does a thing, shop with a first responder.
yeah,
And just with the way society's been over the last year with all the defunding police and all that craziness, this is a good way for building relationships with the community and highlighting that, police officers aren't bad. You're going to have bad apples in any industry that you go to. So we use the profit to support them with their shop with a first responder program that they do for their essentially toy drive Christmas campaign.
That's good. We have that shop with a cop up here in Overland Park.
Yeah.
In fact, the guy that started that, the officer, if I can interrupt, was a good close friend of mine, Mike Mosier, and he was killed in the line of duty May 3rd of this year. And
the one you were telling me about.
Yeah, and his wife and daughter still live here in the area, but yeah, and he was the one who started Shop with the Cop here in Overland Park. So
one of the most recent things, I don't know if anybody's seen it, the story that went viral, the 5-year-old boy that sat in front of Santa Claus and asked for a Nerf gun and Santa told him no.
Yeah.
I found out that his father is a police officer.
Right.
And so going back to one of the campaigns that we do a Christmas campaign where you buy 3 bags, we give a bag.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up, we sent 3 boxes of coffee to the Melrose Park PD up in.
Wow.
Yeah, we did 3 boxes of coffee. Excuse me, 2 boxes of coffee to the police station.
Mm-hmm.
I found out, I think there's 90 guys in the department. So we sent 16 bags and we sent 20 bags of our IFAC, which is the individual first aid coffee kit. It's a 3-ounce package of chocolate covered coffee beans. So,
and our just to put a plug in, our owner, Jim Anderson, tells me this morning. He didn't tell me this until today. He says, and because I didn't know he had tried them yet, and he says, "Oh yeah, I tried them. They're great." They're on the shelf right now and at the store. So you can pick you up an IFAC, which stands for an individual first aid coffee kit, as you just said. Milk chocolate covered espresso beans. So if you need a jolt, little munchie during the day.
Everybody knows the individual first aid coffee,
right?
Or the individual IFAC, the med kit with all the triage. It's a little spin-off. It's easy, portable, something you can throw in your bag, carry with you, and it helps you fight the afternoon doom and gloom of getting tired.
Great packaging here. Sorry, I'm eating too. But great packaging. So come into the store. There's not very many of them actually on the shelf over there. So, but we've got all kinds of coffee. Get into some of the brews. I know we've got Zero Dark 30, Cup of Joe, Kiss, Maple. Oh,
so Maple bourbon is obviously that one's a flavored coffee. It's maple bourbon flavored coffee that we've got. We just started getting into the flavored coffees. I've had people for, a couple years now asking for us to do that. And so I got playing around, and that's one of the
one thing led to another.
We've got Operation Grasshopper, which is chocolate mint. If you like Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies, it smells just like that. It's amazing.
We don't have any of that in the store.
The regular coffee types, you mentioned Zero Dark 30. That's an award-winning Central American breakfast blend that we've got, medium roast. Cup of Joe is a dark roast, another award winner that we've got from the Springfield Coffee Festival. Our darkest roast of everything is Compass Rose. That's a new one that we released 2 months ago or so. It's a French roast style that I'm actually playing around doing some stuff with. Mustang is a single origin medium roast Guatemalan. Blue Line is a single origin medium roast Colombian.
We have that. Yeah.
Lima Charlie is a
Too.
Medium roast espresso blend. I mean, we've got, I think we're up to 16, 17 different types of coffee that you can choose from.
The violence of action.
Violence of action.
Tell us a little bit about the violence of action, man.
So, violence of action. When we roasted that up, we're playing around with recipes, and a lot of people don't know. Just like a steak, when you grill a steak, you let it sit for 5 minutes, or a period of time. Same thing. Yeah, you let it rest. Same thing with coffee. When you roast coffee, for about a three-day to a week-long time period, the coffee is actually degassing. So
wow.
If you were to take the coffee right off the roast, put it into a Ziploc bag, it's going to blow up the bag, right? It's degassing. So we take the coffee.
Coffee has gas.
Yeah. We take the coffee off the roast, we put it into a container, and when I came back to it 2 days later and I opened it up, it smelled like Nutter Butter cookies.
Oh.
It's a light roast, so you're going to get the highest level of caffeine we do all Arabica coffee, so you're going to get the highest level of caffeine out of that. And like I said, it smells like Nutter Butter cookies. Well, we have been working on some stuff for like the natural pre-workout blend.
Yeah.
And this fits. It's perfect. You get the highest level of caffeine, which is great for a pre-workout. You brew it up. It's got that smell and some hints, natural hints of like nut and peanut butter, which anytime I'm doing a pre-workout shake or a post-protein shake, I'm throwing in peanut butter or something. So it fits. Violence of action, it's all about going out there and making sure you're a winner, right?
Yeah.
Making sure that you give it your all and you come out on top. And a lot of people that work out, that's what you do. You know, you're giving your effort 100%. You're out there, you're dominating your workout. And so that's kind of the mindset we gave with the idea of violence of action. It's a pre-workout blend, gets you a natural pre-workout that you can put in your shakes and whatnot.
And we have that in the store right now, some violence of action. So these, they're really, I don't have the stink. I didn't bring the bag in here, and I should have. It's really affordable. Makes a great Christmas gift right now. We're in December as we're recording this, December of 2020. So if you listen to this, well, it's actually going to drop. This actual podcast will drop after Christmas. So come in after Christmas for
start the new year off right.
There you go. Start the new year off right with some maple bourbon and or some violence of action, because you might have a resolution to lose some weight or to get in the gym again, however it may be. One of the things that I think is important for folks to know is, and you pointed this out to me when we talked, I don't know, a few weeks ago, was the freshness. I didn't really realize it. I mean, I've been drinking coffee since I was 9 years old, and I'm 45 now, so it tells you anything. But and your guys' thing is freshness, and so explain that to me. And we're not going to sit and bag on other people, but I mean, how they kind of do things and how you guys do things.
So a lot of people don't know, if you go to a store, grocery store, local grocer, whatever, you grab a bag of coffee off the shelf, odds are it's ground, which, going back to the whole degassing and everything, that's your best way to get the coffee is bean. It's going to stay freshest the longest. But when you grab that bag off the shelf, if you look at it, you're going to see a best by date. And typically that best by date is 1.5 to 2 years out. 2 years down the road, you'll be able to brew it. You're going to get the caffeine that is inherent. But what you're not going to get is, when you freshly roast something, just like grapes and hops and everything else, coffee is a lot like that. When you freshly roast a bean from an origin, that bean is going to have inherent flavors in it. Like the Violence of Action, that's a Pan Am blend. You're going to get hints of that peanut butter, buttery notes, those kind of things. When you freshly roast, 3 days after the roast till about a 16-week time period, that's considered the freshest. What's happening is during that process, oxidation's happening, the coffee's degassing, so you're losing those flavors that are inherent to the bean, the ambiances of when you freshly brew it, you're going to get all those smells. That's what we strive for. When you order from us or you buy off the shelf with us, it's roasted to order, delivered to you. You're going to get it fresh. You've got about a 16-week time period to experience all those ambiances, and anything past that till about a two-year time period, you can still brew it. You're still going to get caffeine. 65% of people put cream and sugar and make it taste the way we want. But that's what's different from us and everybody else. When you go to the store and you buy it, typically it's been sitting in that bag 7 to 9 months.
Holy cow! Wow.
Yeah. So we're small batch. We do it to order, and that's what we're proud of and what we're striving to keep.
So when we put in an order here at the store, then how does that work? From the time we put the order in to you, and then we receive it, I mean, how does that kind of process work then?
So I receive the order from you. We turn around, we roast that batch out, package it. It takes us for retail locations, we're about a 5-day turnaround, 5 business day turnaround period that we'll roast it, get it packaged up, and then in the mail. So by the time you get it, you're looking at a week and a half. You're looking about a week and a half into that 16-week time period. So, and that's one of the things we haven't gotten into the, hundreds and hundreds of bags going out to like Bass Pro or something like that. We're
Right.
small
batch. Yeah. So keep that in mind, folks. If you come in and buy some here in the store, or we're not totally against people making money. And if you get it off of Eric's website, which is gotyour6.com, that it's fresh. And so that's one of the things we like here. That most likely it depends on how fast it sells, but that it's in a freshness period. So, and there's a lot of choices, and there's also a purpose. That's what really I think too it is important for folks to understand and realize that there is a purpose behind the coffee. It's not just you're buying coffee and go on about your business, but literally there's good causes that Eric and the company are giving back to, and that's really, list some of those again, just to kind of reiterate that some of the causes that you guys are dealing with right now.
Right now, like I said, we're in the midst of doing our Christmas campaign, so we're giving back. The last couple of years, Christmas Eve, we go around blessing fire departments with those that are on duty, and we'll leave enough for those that come on duty Christmas morning. We just finished, we're in the midst of working with different breweries throughout the country, where the brewery is taking our coffee, they're making coffee stouts, and we're getting proceeds from the sales from that, and we're taking that and flipping that back and creating coffee subscriptions for like the fire department. So like as an example, Fall River Brewing out in California, Redding, California, they just did a 12 beers of Christmas. Ours was one of their Imperial coffee stouts. We got profits from every can sold, and knowing that this is going to be after Christmas, this is a secret. We are taking the funds from that and the Redding Fire Department, which those guys on the West Coast, they deal with all the wildfires every year. Right. The Fall River Brewing wanted to make it a point to give back to them because the Redding Fire Department has saved the town, saved the brewery from fire. So we're going to be blessing them with a year-long coffee subscription.
Wow.
So those guys are going to get caffeinated, pro-caffeinated all year long. It's a way for us to say thank you, give back to them. You know, these are the ones that are out there putting their life on the line every day.
That's cool. That's cool. And then, of course, Safe Haven, I think you said, too. Yep. And I mean, there's a lot of good causes there. So, and if you want to look more up on Got Your Six, again, it's gotyour6.com.
Gotyour6coffee.com.
Gotyour6coffee.com. I apologize, man.
Oh, you're good.
So gotyour6coffee.com. You're also on the gram, Facebook, you know, if you want to get on the socials and look it up. And then if you want to buy it and you're here in the Kansas City area, or you live outside the Kansas City area and you just need to come to an indoor range, we're the largest indoor shooting range in Kansas City. And so you need to come here and buy it over in our retail space. So, but Eric, anything else that you kind of want to add, put out there, man?
Yeah, I'll just do a quick plug. We've been doing weekly giveaways. So if you want to get opportunity to win a bag of coffee, every week we're making a post, and it's one of those. Make sure you like the page, tag a friend. You can tag as many friends as you want, but just do it as one post. And what we're doing is every week we're picking a winner. Mm-hmm. So the winner is going to get a bag of coffee, and whoever they've tagged is getting a bag of coffee. We've been sending those out, and we also sprinkle in other gifts. Like this week, we're giving away a Tab 10 tablet with a bag of coffee. Last week, we gave away Midland, USA as an emergency radio. Mm-hmm. Gave 2 of those away and 2 bags of coffee. So it's a chance for you to get a free bag of coffee, try us out, support us.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost anything. So.
And again, if you want to try out blends, we do serve some over. Right now, we got a K-cup machine over there, and you don't do K-cups. That's one of the things right now that you don't do. So, but we have a K-cup machine over there. We may have to change that out with a regular.
For those that do have a Keurig or K-cup, a lot of the machines come with a reusable K-cup. All you have to do is order the coffee, either order it bean and grind yourself, which if you are, I would suggest you grind fine, mm-hmm. or just order it fine grind off the website, and then you can just spoon it into the little reusable cup.
Yeah, and I've done that before too. You know, the maple bourbon, I noticed it was a little thicker grind than what I was used to, I guess. You know, when I did it here earlier, I just popped it open, and but the smell was, and I'm tasting it right now. It's really good stuff. So maple bourbon, and you're not gonna get people like, you know, he's drinking on the show, man. No, I don't drink personally because of health reasons, but I can have my maple bourbon coffee, and I'm just fine. So
it's non-alcoholic.
There you go.
So for those who wish to add their own stuff, you're one of the 65%.
There's a lot of folks probably during the holiday season that will be adding a little spice to their drink. So
I like how you take that.
Yeah. But anyhow, well, man, it's been good to just sit down and talk with you again, as always, and then let folks get to know you and get to know Got Your Six, and come by, grab a mug and bullet hole. We have 3 versions of this, so grab a bullet hole mug and make sure you get that, and a bag of coffee and a little IFAC. So that would even fit nicely in a range bag, Eric.
That's now you're thinking.
Yeah.
This fits nice.
Yeah. So fit that in your range bag, and you know, when you kind of needing a little pump, throw you down a couple of these, and I'm sure you'll be double tapping in no time. So, but no, I appreciate it, man, and man, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year too. It's going to be next week coming up here. So, but as you all view this or hear this podcast, again, we're December, I don't know, what is today? 23rd of December. So we're right on top of Christmas. So, but thank you so much. And man, if you're ever up here, stop by. And the same way, you've already told me that, the same too. So I need to stop by down there. But and that's in Springfield, Missouri. So you're kind of a local. It's kind of a local deal. But
Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year, 2020. Let's close the books, and 2021's it's for you. Go get it.
That's right. Right on, man. Well, thanks again, and as always, protect, compete, and learn here at the Bullet Hole. And we just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas that's listening. And afterwards, I hope you've had a Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. We'll talk to y'all later. Thanks so much.
Thank you.